Hi, everyone. That's me. I'm Joseph Malone. Pleasure to meet everybody. Apparently, you guys can tell that I like color and patterns. Let me set these glasses down. So, as a true Latino and Black person, I did not prepare anything until last night. And I'm going to read it off my phone. So, Virginia, please cue a fart joke wherever you are, in case if I bomb. You got me? Where are you? There- Okay. All right. Well, farts do happen naturally. That is true. Let me go to my notes because that's where I have everything. So, what is a nomad? Why don't you guys tell me from your perspective, what's a nomad? Other than people who travel from place to place. Anybody, yell it out. A seeker. Who said that? Yes. Anybody else? Another word? Self-contained. Is that what I heard? Okay. I get what you're saying. You said what? Bring their home with them. Yes. So when I was asked to talk about this, I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm about to talk about. So thanks to Kelly, Kelly told me to like write out the word nomad and just like web out different words that I thought that I could relate to nomad. And how do I fit that definition? Well, a little bit of backstory for me. I guess the only nomadic thing about me is that I emigrated here from the Dominican Republic when I was 7 years old. After that, I've been in Grand Rapids, mainly Southeast side, wealthy and fuller, my entire life. So not very nomadic in that sense. So I'm likely more confused than you guys as to why the heck I'm talking about the subject. But I'm here to do it, so let's try it. I think that in many ways I'm like the antithesis of a nomad, which I don't even like to drive more than 10 minutes. That's the truth. But what are some people in history that you guys would say are nomads? Like what are some nomadic people that you guys can think of in history? Yell it out.
Johnny Appleseed.
Okay. I don't even know if I know who that is. But Johnny Appleseed, is that what you said? Okay, Johnny Appleseed's a nomad. Anybody else?
Performers.
Performers are nomads. This is true. I thought about like historic groups of people, and I thought about like the Mongols and the Vikings. Those were people that went from place to place, either trying to steal your stuff or trying to find land for their livestock to graze. So, what are some of the common attributes that these people have? Some of the characteristic that I thought of the word nomad is that they have three characteristics that I'm going to stick to today. Bravery, they're survivalists, and they're ever evolving and changing. Those are the three things now that I feel like I can relate to nomad a little bit. So with that, I want to challenge you guys to think and believe that what is not growing is dying. Entertain that for a little bit. Whatever is not growing is dying. Aristotle once said that the sign of an intelligent mind or an educated mind is to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. He's also the same guy that said that women have less teeth than men, so what the fuck do I know? But I can tell you from my lived experience, if that were true, they still definitely have a bigger bite. So I'm going to relate to nomad in a personal sense and in a professional sense. In many ways, I am a nomad. First, let's talk about the bravery part of it. I've been a small business owner or entrepreneur my entire life. All I've known is taking a risk at starting something new, growing it up, and hoping to either sell it or move on to something else. That's part of my growth process. When COVID started, that's when we started our brand Holo Footwear. I dropped everything I had. I had cell phone stores. I had an event company. Obviously, COVID put that to a halt anyways. And I had a marijuana grow up. And, and I put that all to a halt to start Holo Footwear, We are a company that we started off making outdoor product, but through a fashionable lens. So meshing outdoor and lifestyle together and made from responsible materials. So eco-friendly materials or recycled materials like laces made from bottle caps, things of that sort. And what's Holo's Bravery? So the company, Holo. Holo represents nomads, I would say, because we made footwear for the outdoor and for people who weren't always in the outdoors. So not avid outdoor people. We weren't wanting you to climb Mount Everest, but we wanted you to enjoy camping, go on a hike, run a trail, ride a bike through a trail, anything that was getting you out of your house. And we call these people rebels in our brand. So we brought, from our perspective, fashion to the outdoor. As a matter of fact, what this gentleman is wearing right here, what Derek is wearing, is our first model, which is called the Maverick. It is a lifestyle sneaker, but it has tread on it that is perfect for like a 2 to 3 mile hike. Nothing crazy aggressive, but it's meant for you to be able to go on a hike and still look okay at a barbecue. Derek looks okay everywhere because he has beautiful hair. Am I winning points? Good. All right. So Bravery again, making footwear from responsibly made materials, responsibly sourced materials. That is not cheap to do. So we had to run a very lean company in order to make it priced at an attainable price point. So what we saw is we saw brands making stuff out of sustainable material, but they were extremely expensive, and maybe the top 10% of the population could really participate in it. We wanted to make it where the majority of people can participate in sustainable materials, or else what's the point of doing it? That you're not really going to make an impact. And we only launched the company with $75,000. That might sound like a lot, but for a footwear company, that is not a lot. Each size of all the shoes that you guys own, the mold costs anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 per size. We released 12 sizes on our first run on 3 different styles. So we came out of pocket and in the hole extremely negative day one. $75,000 does not even cover one run of shoes, doesn't cover production, doesn't cover storage, doesn't cover marketing, doesn't cover anything. So yeah, Holo was really brave to do that. Now, let's talk about survival and I'm gonna talk about survival and evolution kind of together. Personally, my personal journey, I remember when I was about 19 or 20 years old, I applied for a job. By the way, I think I told you guys I come from right here, Southeast Grand Rapids, Wealthy and Fuller. If anybody knows this neighborhood from back in the day, it used to be called the Jungle, and that was for a reason. And I applied for my first job as a leasing agent at an apartment complex. My sister was actually the plug. She got me the interview because she was VP of operations for that company. It's called Einhorn. They're from here. They're from West Michigan. Well, the lady that interviewed me did not give me the job. And she told my sister that it's because I came off like a hoodlum. Now, I am from the hood, but I'm one of the good hood kids. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyhow, that taught me something. It taught me that it is time to learn how to code switch. So I learned how to code switch about 19, 20 years old. Then I had my own stores. That's part of the reason also that pushed me into entrepreneurship. Like I did not want to have to fake who I am in order to do what I want to do. So I just went into owning my own businesses then. Sorry, my son's calling me. Then in 2020, we started Holo Footwear. And this is my first time like really interacting with corporate America. So I had to face a lot of imposter syndrome, stuff that I'm still working through right now. It's actually why I said yes to do this, because it's forcing me to get over whatever I'm afraid to do. So yeah, and through that, this journey has took me through a lot of stuff. So this is another way why I feel nomadic internally is because, I mean, I've had to pitch to investors. Obviously, we have a lot more than 75,000 now. Thank goodness our company's valued at about 30 million right now. But thank you. We've had to pitch to tons of investors. I've had to pitch to investors personally. I mean, 2020, we're going out to visit Nordstrom in Seattle and selling our product to Nordstrom, selling our product to Von Maur in Iowa, Macy's, a bunch of different places. And this is a world that was unknown to me. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do. So I got up and did it. Then I remember I want to say it was 2022, since we run a small team and we kind of had to divide and conquer, I went to the World Trade Center in Dallas to pitch to Dillard's. And we're a small company. All these people have, like, they rent out, it's like a mall, right? And imagine having your own storefront, but it's actually just to pitch to all the accounts. The accounts come to visit your storefront and you're just pitching to all the different retail accounts. Well, I just rented a little space for a day. These people have like beautiful setups. It looks like a store, you know. I came through with a luggage that I walked from the hotel to the World Trade Center. It was like 120 degrees. I'm just like beating sweat everywhere. And then when I get up there, I don't even have the right shoes that match the right color. You know, like it's a new season, but I don't have the samples in yet. I literally printed pictures of the shoes. Like I stopped at a Kinko, printed pictures of the shoes. And then I just got up there and I did have one guy with me. He used to be the president of sales for Skechers. But he didn't pitch. He was there to just like help me if I had a question. I'm new to footwear. I've only been in footwear for, at that point, 2 years. So I pitched to these guys and I just kept it real with them. I'm like, look, the industry looks stale. You need something new. And I just told them the truth of what I thought. And I sold in Dillard's with pictures of shoes. And these people had, man, that felt really good. That was a really good moment. This is a different experience from Dallas. It probably has nothing to do with this, but I just want to share it. We went to meet an investor. This is at a different moment. We went to meet an investor in Dallas, and the dude he was not an investor. He was somebody that we contracted to do some work for us. And he was at a bar, and we were meeting him at a bar. We go up to the bar, and he's telling what bar he's at. And the bar had like an entranceway before the main bar area. I come up to the door, and I'm like, hey, we're looking for Bob. And the guy's like, sorry, man, there's no Bob here. And I'm like, how do you know? Like, can you ask? He's like, look, man, there's no Bob here. Mind you, there's me, a Black Latino. There's another Latino, the CEO, who's like all tatted up everywhere, right? And then there's a Black guy with us that was, we're all part of like the starting group. And dude's like, no, there's no Bob here. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, I'm texting him right now. He tells me he's here. Bob comes out, and then dude is like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I thought because of the demographics, you guys were in the wrong place. Holy shit, Texas. Fuck. I just want to let y'all know. And I was like, excuse me? And he said, oh, I thought because of the demographics, you guys were in the wrong place. Like, damn. And he was mixed. He must, I don't know if he owns mirrors or not, but anyways. Now, Holo's journey, let's get back to the Nomad thing. I just thought that was an interesting piece of my life right there. Back to the Nomad thing. Holo's journey being nomadic. We started the company in Portland, Oregon. It's like the mecca of footwear. So all of the brands that are the biggest and baddest of brands are in Portland, Oregon. But we decided to move the company to Michigan. The main reason we moved the company to Michigan, the main reason we wanted to move out of Oregon was for investment purposes. It's just that everyone that sat on the boards of these investment communities were Nike people, were Under Armour people, and if we know anything, they don't want more competition sprouting up, right? So we weren't getting a lot of investment dollars in Portland. So we started shopping around. Michigan, I really wanted it. I'm from Michigan. The president of the company's from Michigan. We really wanted it here in Michigan. And North Carolina was actually offering a lot of money with no stipulations. They wanted us to move to Asheville, North Carolina. But we chose Michigan because, sorry, my son is still calling me. He apparently does not know I'm doing this. We chose Michigan because there was investment here, the investment community here, and a bunch of angel investors here, which is great. We don't have to deal with VCs and just deal with the people directly. And then also because of talent, thanks to a neighbor roughly 20 minutes away that lays people off all the time. So we were able to capture a lot of talent here as well. So then another part of Holo's journey, changing and evolving to survive, is we started off in the outdoor and making product that we wanted to fit for a more diverse audience. By diversity, I really mean like black and brown, like people that are into fashion. And we recognize, you know what? The outdoor space is like a $3 billion category as a whole. And they don't really want to pivot away from gray and brown like that. So we pivoted into basketball where we could show off bright colors. We got an NBA basketball player, Isaac Okoro. He played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He just got traded to the Chicago Bulls. Then we got a WNBA player, JC Sheldon. She currently plays, she was at the Connecticut Sun, just got traded to the Washington, forgot the name of the Washington team right now. But anyways, we pivoted into basketball, and that has also brought us into streetwear. So we're meshing outdoor with streetwear. So we're keeping outdoor tread. Let me see what's up there. Okay, that's actually an outdoor shoe. But we're keeping outdoor tread with a streetwear upper. So giving you the ability to go on a hike, go on whatever, and still style up and dress up. I mean, I'm wearing basketball shoes right now, dripped out with a Coogi sweater. So, it can be done. So then now we're launching a running category as well. And this pivoting is to not pigeonhole us. We got to look at the long term. We don't want to just be known as the colorful outdoor company. We want to be able to have different categories, live in different categories. We don't want to be like other brands that you guys may have noticed that get popular for a moment and then die down. If you have different categories, a different section of your business could be really popular, another one could cool off, and life works in cycles and your business will keep going. All right, those are basketball shoes. And then we want to be a part of the conversation when you're talking about fashion and footwear. And then eventually we want to be tastemakers in that conversation. Of course, we're up against really huge brands. We might be valued at 30 million, but Nike's valued at like 350 billion, so we're like a peanut in a fart joke. And to end it off though, I am and Holo is where we are today because we were brave enough to evolve in order to survive. And I'm gonna say again, I'm gonna challenge you all to grow or die. And that's it. That's all I got. Do I leave now? Do I stay? Do I stay or do I go?
A little bit of extra, but you've got to wait.
Does anybody have a question for Joseph?
I got it.
Yes.
You knew I would. For the sustainability piece, where did you start? Like, how did that become so important to you, just your personal journey with that? Why was that such a big thing?
Well, okay, so that originally started because our CEO, who is a designer, has been a designer for many different brands like Puma, Columbia Sportswear. His last gig that he got axed from was Merrell. He was a global lifestyle design director for Merrell. And he was really trying to get all of these brands to make sustainable footwear, to repurpose materials that get left over on the factory floor and then tossed away. Especially for outdoor product. Merrell makes a lot of outdoor product. Like if you're gonna make product to use earth, then do practices that help preserve earth. So that is really what started the whole sustainability thing. And we actually don't, you probably can't see it in those pictures, but we don't even polish out the midsole and outsole of the shoe. This shoe is a Nomad. I can tell by its name. We don't polish the midsole or outsole of the shoe. So you'll see like a lot of specks in there. That's all reground EVA and rubber. We do that on purpose. Like the factory at first, they would like smooth it out, kind of like every other shoe looks like on the market. And we're like, no. Leave that in there. Leave the specs in there. So in reality, no two pairs of shoes are the same because the specs are going to live in different places because it's all recycled EVA and rubber. Even these basketball shoes, which Isaac Okoro wore in the playoffs last year and the playoffs year before that, this EVA and rubber is recycled material. Yes, sir.
What portion of your sales would you say are social media, your own website, retail?
So we started off wholesale from the beginning, like right away. The reason being we only had $75,000, right? So we needed to make sure that we had cash back as soon as possible. If you start direct to consumer, you're going to spend a ton of money on marketing just to pump out the product. And you have to house the product the entire time, which costs you a lot of money as well. So we started off wholesale right away. Our first account was Nordstrom. Our first season, we had Nordstrom, Macy's, Von Maur, and I think that was it for our first season. But yeah, we started off wholesale right away. We didn't launch our website until November of 2022. And we've really, in the past year, have really started like cranking up our marketing, trying to drive sales to our direct to consumer. So wholesale definitely leads the way for us. But we've been blessed and lucky to have a pretty good distribution channel. Any more questions? Yes.
Do you guys have a store here locally now, or is it all still either online or?
Online, that is our own, our direct to consumer, holofootwearinc.com. Oh, lesson learned on purchasing domains. When your domain is soon to expire, jump on that mug right away. There are people all over the world waiting to steal your domain from you, hold it hostage, and try to sell it back to you for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we originally had holofootwear.com. And then it expired and we were like, we're going to wait for the next investment and like pay everything that we need to pay. Well, someone took it in that amount of time and we had to open holofootwearinc.com the same week we were launching our site. So holofootwearinc.com until we can buy Holo Footwear back. But yes, don't let that happen to you. And we're available in some stores. We're available in Meijer, a bunch of Meijers here. There's select products that are available at Meijers because we have like a pretty big catalog. If you go to our website, you'll be able to see everything that we have. I'm actually, if you guys are okay with me bombarding you with QR codes, I would love to go around and give each of you a QR code that leads directly to our link tree that has website, articles. We've been blessed to be mentioned on Forbes multiple times. Sorry, that was kind of loud. Forbes multiple times, Footwear News. We've been pretty lucky. We had a viral moment with Nick DePaula from the ESPN guy. It's been pretty fun so far, and we're hoping to make a lot more viral moments like that. His hand was up first. I know it's ladies first, but I shall come back to you. So holo, it actually comes from the word Holocene. A lot of people pronounce holo hollow, but it's holo, but they're kind of right because of Holocene. Holocene is the epoch of the planet. It is like the stage of the planet that we're in right now. It's the age of mankind, and obviously we are dirty people, and we have done a lot of dirt to this planet. So that's where the name holo comes from, because we're on a mission to democratize sustainability. We want to make sustainable product at an attainable price point. Your question. Oh, two birds, one stone. Efficiency. See, that's also sustainability. Any more questions? No further questions, Your Honor? No? All right, that's what's up. Oh, he got a question.
Could the shoes potentially be used to give a breakdance?
You know, if I try to break dance, I'd probably break me. So I haven't tried it. The basketball shoes, I don't know, like breakdance shoes, do you want them to be grippy? I would say not to use the basketball shoes because they have a lot of grip. Yeah, don't use the basketball shoes for that. I don't really know exactly which shoe would fit right for that, but I'm assuming y'all breakdancing trainers? Trainers? Like people breakdancing trainers? We got some trainers and we got some light runners and we have runners coming out too. I'm not sure if that falls within the wheelhouse of what break dancers prefer. I mainly bachata and merengue dance. Yes.
I have two questions. What's your favorite part of this entire process? And then also, where did you get your shirt because it's fun?
I appreciate that greatly. The shirt looks cool, but it feels very warm right now. I'll start off with the shirt question. I got it from New Yorker Menswear down the street on Wealthy. I've been shopping there since my teenage years and on. Highly recommend that place. This sweater's not cheap though. It's Coogee, so that's not really cheap. It's an Australian brand, and it is handmade, so it's not cheap at all. But the other question, what was the first question? My favorite, really, I love problem solving in general. So I love the challenge, you know. Ever since I heard that hoodlum statement, I kind of felt like it was attacking my intelligence. And I feel like I'm up for the challenge. I'm smarter than anything you put in front of me. I will figure it out. Giving some examples to that. And I mean, any entrepreneur here knows like you have to be the department head of every department there is. Like you've never done marketing before, but guess what? Now you are. You've never been an accountant, but now you're keeping some books. You know what I'm saying? And I've had to figure out, in order to sell to these retailers, you have to use a system called EDI, Electronic Data Interchange. And that is written in some type of code that's called X12. I've had to learn some of this X12 code by myself. I've had to learn what all these documents are, 850, 855, 860, all this different stuff, just so we can be able to deliver to them. And really that was like a lot of hours on Reddit. A lot of hours on YouTube, and just trying shit and fucking it up and trying it again, you know? So a lot of that. So right now I'm doing what I went to school for. I'm the brand director now, so I'm doing marketing. And this is definitely much more my comfort zone, but it was really fun to just learn all the other ins and outs of being able to be a wholesaler or distributor. Any more challenging questions? Remember, I love a challenge.
We also have like 10 more minutes if anyone wants to come up and ask him a question individually as well. So.
Oh, so I didn't even use 15 minutes?
And check the clock. I think you're right about there. But
Wow, that was a very short speech, you guys. I'm sorry, I didn't fill up your time. Didn't? Well, I'm sorry I bored you then. Damn. Okay.
one last question.
This isn't a question, but I'll say that is a very brave story.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm known to be vulnerable, ask Tina. Yeah, I'm pretty transparent. Nothing else? I know you. How do I know you? We know each other though.
We should know each other.
Okay, now we will. All right. Yes, sir.
Is there anything we can do to help the brand since you guys are great benefits?
Yeah, spreading the word, checking it out. When I give you these QR codes, please follow us on Instagram. That's probably the most important place to follow us. If you see something cool, I'm not going to ask you to share stuff that you don't think is cool, but if you see something cool, share it, please. Like put it on your story. Also, if support, open your wallet if you like something. Actually, right now we have a sale, 20 to 50% off the entire site except one shoe, which is the basketball shoe. And that ends Monday. That ends Monday. Sunday night is the last day of the sale. So yes, I'm going to be giving you guys all a QR code. Please do find something you like, support the brand. If you have questions on sizing, there's an email there that you could respond, email holo@holofootwearinc.com. I will also give my business card to whoever wants it. So that'd be my direct access as well. If I don't reply right away, I'm sorry. It's because they call me the Swiss Army knife at work because I pretty much do a little bit of everything. So yeah, any way that you guys can support, we would really appreciate, because footwear is a very, very, very expensive industry to get into. And we are up against some giants, really big giants that have more money to get the best models and the best athletes and the best of everything. And we have to figure out how to fight through that. And the only way we can do that is with support from people that love what we're doing and what we stand for. Yes, sir.
What was your favorite models or brand before you started Malone? For example, I think of like the Reebok SigTech design as being something that was out there back then. So what was something that was out there and fun for you?
Honestly, like my go-tos were always Nikes. I love the Huaraches, except they fit a little tight. I'd always have to buy a half size bigger. I love Forces. I've not worn anything but Holo in like the past 4 years, though, on purpose. And I do get a lot of compliments on it, so that's good. But before that, yes, I love some New Balance. I loved some Sauconys as well. Or Saucony, as we would call them in the hood. Yeah, I love the variety of sneakers. To be 100% real with you, I was always more into dress shoes than I was sneakers. Like I wouldn't spend more than $100 on a pair of sneakers, but I'll spend $400, $500 on some dress shoes. That's the Dominican in me, you know, and because we like to dress up and dance. Yeah. Anything else? Please ask me more questions. Go ahead.
Do you have, or are you ever planning on having like brick and mortars?
At some point, yes. So since I owned cell phone stores, I mean, the CEO has been like, I want our own store. And I'm like, bruh, no, you don't. Like, no, you don't. Trust me. Employees call in all the time. You will be a prisoner to that store, and we need to travel and meet people. So we can't really do that right now. But yeah, at some point, I'd love to. Where I would have it, I don't know. And that would be the stage of when we go from being a part of the fashion conversation to being tastemakers. When we are at tastemaker status, I think it makes sense to have a store. That way you can release your concepts that retailers are too afraid to get. And yeah, I would have to have one in Grand Rapids. It's like Starbucks not having a Starbucks in Seattle, right? But definitely cities that I would look at would be like Boston, New York, LA. So what?
Huge places.
Well, yeah, in places that are known for fashion, you know, especially when it comes to streetwear and like urban fashion. Those are places that are definitely very popular for that. There was another question back there.
Yeah. Do you all have conversations about, because you're in a growth phase right now.
Yes.
You've got a really focused approach. You're differentiating yourself from the giants.
Yes.
Do you want to become a giant, or do you want to decide we only want to leave from this? Have you had conversations about becoming so large that you lose your focus? How do you think about that so that you can be yourself?
We've talked about always having a North Star. Well, first off, I don't want to become a giant. I would like to grow it to and to be able to sell it to a giant or to someone like that. You know, I would rather, to be honest with you, own a venue, an event venue down here, and actually have something downtown for Latino and Black people, and maybe some really good stand-up comedy that we can keep rolling through here. That's what I would rather do with my life. So I would rather exit, to be honest with you, when the money makes sense to exit. When you have a lot of investors, 30 million is not enough. Like, it's just not enough money. I wouldn't even be able to buy a building downtown, because that's a lot of people to split up the money with. But if doing what I'm doing now in marketing, like, I really enjoy what I'm doing. So if we had to stick around, I would enjoy it. And in that case, we have always talked about having a North Star. And our little hashtag that we use a lot right now is "We Different." And that's like a nod to the hood, because we didn't say we're different. We said we different, you know, because we all come from, the three founders come from like nothingness. We're all immigrants. The president's from Mexico. Her upbringing was blueberry picking as a kid with her parents. I come from the Dominican Republic, grew up right here, wealthy and fuller, which did not look like what it looks like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that Huntington Bank has that entry on Wealthy and Fuller for a reason, because it's been robbed like 86,000 times. And the CEO comes from a trailer park in Miami. So our North Star is "We Different," and in that we showcase that in being rebellious and being rebels, being outside the box, not afraid to slap on a lot of color and aggressive outsoles and things like that. So I don't think that we're ever going to lose that North Star. I think the trick is going to be, how can we exemplify that in each individual category? Like, how can we make sure running still shows "We Different"? And I think that as long as we continue to look at it through that lens, no matter how big we get, we're going to focus in on each category, making sure that it's communicating the North Star. So if we try to view the company as just a whole company, and you could use this shoe for running, you could use this shoe for that, you're right. I think it's going to get really confusing. But if we look at each individual category as its own business within the business, like thinking of Holo as a conglomerate, and then Holo Run, Holo Basketball, Holo this, being businesses within the business, I think we'll do a really good job of staying on track. Perfect. All right, then it was too little, and now I'm being kicked off. All right, thanks for having me, you guys.
So you guys, we have another one coming up next month, and